Celebrate, let's enjoy this moment. Can you bring it high? Can you please shake our hands? Cause no racism, no. In African food, we hate racism, no. To nothing,
Surely it is no racism, no, in East Africa, solely because the pamoja, welcome Africa, hello Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, dreams are coming true, solely because the 8th edition of the African Nations Championship, that is CHAN 2024, is down in East Africa. Today, at 8 p.m. Ugandan time at the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium, the Pamoja CHAN 2024 does roll off as joint hosts Tanzania, the Taifa Stars, to take on the stallions of Burkina Faso. This is one of the games that in Group B that actually has the likes of Central African Republic actually debuting in the African Nation Championship. Since this championship did start in 2009, these guys of Central African Republic have never happened. But in 2024, while Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda, those Central African Republic are there. Madagascar are other team in this group, but also Mauritania, who have risen to higher ranks on the African continent, are the fifth team that make up Group B, ladies and gentlemen. This game today, that kicks off at 8 p.m. Ugandan time, is going to be officiated by Algerian Lopti Bekosa. The 38-year-born was raised in Algeria, but also born on the 9th day of January 1987. He debuted after gaining a FIFA badge on the 15th day of March 2024 and has since been on pitch on major tournaments since 2016. So Loti Behusa is the man going to be in charge of the game between the Taifa Stars and of course the Stallions of Burkina Faso. Will be assisted by Nigerian-born Adel Abani as the first assistant referee, but also Tunisian Wael Hanaichi from Tunisia will be the second assistant referee. Osem Benyaya from Algeria will be the fourth official, whereas the video assistant referee will be led by Lahudu Bendarabama. That is the team in charge of the opener today at the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium. Now, when you look keenly at this Group B, you feel like Burkina Faso heading into this game are the most decorated team, because this team has been on the scene of years. You can recall names like Aristide de Banth, you can recall names like Jonathan Pitroipa, Abdurrahman Kamara, who did raise the flag of Burkina Faso highest on the continental level. But also away from that, when you look at the FIFA rankings, they are the most well-placed team Burkina Faso in this group. Yes, I'm talking about the Stallions. They are the well-placed team in this group, having a 63rd ranking over different nations who are listed and affiliated by FIFA. Now, this is their 4th edition, taking part in the African Nation Championship. They participated in the 2014 edition, happened in 2018, but of course, did also take part in the 2020 edition. If you remember very well, that 2020 edition, ladies and gentlemen listening in, was staged in Morocco, rather in Cameroon, and Morocco, the champions, thumping Mali with 2-0. So although these guys of Burkina Faso have managed to participate in 3 editions of the African Nation Championship, the bad thing is that they have never won this championship, not even going past the group stages. They have not gone past the group stages. But under the guidance of Issa Balbon as their head coach, these guys have risen and risen and risen. I'm saying these guys have risen and risen and risen. If you remember very well, in their qualifiers, after being beaten by Burkina Faso 2-0 in Abidjan, they hosted the reverse fixture and scored 2 goals for that game to be tied 2-2. And they knocked out African powerhouse Ivory Coast with 4 goals to 2 in a penalty shootout. So you feel they're one of the teams to look out for. But also, since being appointed in April 2020 as assistant head coach for the Burkina Faso, this guy has risen above ranks, but also coaching different teams in Burkina Faso. You might think that this guy in Ismail Balbon is one of those to look out to when we're talking about experience, ladies and gentlemen. When they summon their 25-man squad, that did actually have a training camp in Morocco, that team was actually overpowered by players from teams like AS Sonabel, like AS Douanes, and ASFB. But their captain, that is Malo Patrick, believes this is their time. After 3 editions, knowing going past the group stages, this is their time to shine and shine and shine and shine. But also Tanzania feels since they have the home advantage, they should be pushing harder and harder and harder. I've told you since the edition started off in 2009, only Morocco won the edition when they hosted it. That was in 2018, thumping Nigeria on the final 4 goals to 0. So there is hope within the Pamoja, that is Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda, that having hosted the tournament the very first time on black soil, you feel we can push somewhat harder. Tanzania are ranked number 103 in the world, but they've only participated 2 times in the African Nation Championship, coming up in 2009, but also in the 2020 edition. The unfortunate bit of it is that Tanzania have not also gone past group stages for the 2 editions they've participated on. But of course, the biggest hope is through their captain Aishi Manula, who believes after the government injecting all the monies, the players feel they are ready to push harder and harder and harder. So Tanzania, under the stewardship of Coach Hemede Suleiman, they had a very good pre-CHAN tournament, beating Uganda in match 1 in a tournament they hosted. They beat Uganda 1-0, but also that goal came in from Idi Nado, but also be defending champions in their second test game. So you feel Tanzania, having had this pre-test game and also opening up the championship, want to start it on a very, very positive note, ladies and gentlemen. Although Tanzania had dominated this fixture up against Burkina Faso, the last time these two teams met in January 2025 in a friendly game, Burkina Faso did beat these guys of Tanzania, the Taifa Stars, 2 goals to 0. Yes, they beat them 2 goals to 0. That means with the current form Burkina Faso is somewhat higher or bigger